Yo, it's your boy Cool Vibes, and I'm here to talk about Matisse the D Thybulle. So, why am I talking about Matisse Thybulle? Matisse Thybulle won a bronze medal for my country, so, epic, pretty epic. And, Matisse Thybulle is one of the most intriguing players in the NBA right now. Because Matisse Thybulle's defense is off the charts. He's an all defensive member coming off the bench. That hasn't been done for a long ass time. Maybe DeJounte Murray was coming off the bench, I don't know. But Matisse Thybulle is a different breed of defensive player. He's the best perimeter defender in the league because he can get steals, but he can also block a hell of a lot of shots on the perimeter, which is an intriguing asset. And his 3-point game is coming along. Because even though Matisse Thybulle didn't shoot a lot in the Olympics, he was still a massive contributor as the sixth man. And if there was a defensive player of the year in the Olympics, he would have won easily because he was leading the Olympics in steals. I think he was averaging like a block a game. Yeah, he was a different breed. Thybulle was a really damn good player for Australia. He fit in with the system quite well, and I think Doc Rivers has to learn from this. Because Thybulle is is a phenomenal defensive player. He's the best in the league. And I think Doc has to, how would you say it? Utilize that to the best of the team's abilities. You know, he's a great fit with the 76ers. You know, he's their defensive off the bench anchor. But I think he needs to be starting. You know, Ben Simmons is maybe or maybe not might be gone. And I think Thybulle would have to take his place in the starting 11. Not at point guard, but like at small forward to fill that defensive void. It's because the 76ers lean on Ben Simmons in the starting 5 defense. So, like, Ben Simmons kind of just he's feeling like the Rudy Gobert role. Doesn't do too much on offense apart from go in the paint, catch lobs, and that's about it. And Matisse Thybulle, I think, could do more than that. He could shoot threes. He has the ability to make multiple threes. His jump shot needs improving, but it's good enough to be a contributor in the NBA. And I think Matisse Thybulle will be a defensive player of the year in future. I've got no doubt in my mind. Will be a top 3 in defensive player of the year voting. It's because Matisse Thybulle is a phenomenal ass player. And just that the way he plays defense is different. He definitely reminds me of a Tony Allen without the like the aggression. You know, he's not like unpredictable. You know, he's predictable. You know, he doesn't boil over to the point of like where, you know, Tony Allen or the Patrick Beverleys did. You know, the only problem with Thybulle's defense, from what I saw at the Olympics as a main watcher because I'm Australian, is that he fouled quite a lot. He made a lot of cheap fouls, which I think is an issue that he has to fix. Because he averaged about 2 fouls, maybe 2 or 3 fouls a game in the Olympics, which doesn't seem too much. But I guess like fouling in the Olympics, it's a lot more like different. And overall, it's like FIBA rules, so it's completely different. So Thybulle in the green and gold was probably our second most impactful player behind the GOAT himself, Patty Mills. He was consistently performing. He never really had a bad game. He never had a 0-point game. He always was involved, had at least one dunk a game, which I think was entertaining because ain't no way an Australian person has ever seen an Australian bloke fly through the air like he did against Slovenia. My gosh. That boy was athletic then. Like, and you know, Thybulle is also very quick on his feet, so like he can get there. Like, cause another play, where like a Slovenian player where Luka got tossed it around. It was a whole situation. There was a foul called, but Thybulle, when the Slovenian player was shooting the ball, Thybulle came in, swatted that straight out. He just swatted that right out of here. And yeah, it was like, even though it didn't count as a block, it can prove that Thybulle still has that energy to play for Australia, and do his best. And that's about it. Peace.